हो गई लाइव। So today in the mathematics, we are going to start a new topic or the new chapter, and that is the compound interest. COMPOUNDINTEREST. This is compound interest. Before this class, you had gone through simple interest. Now see, the formula of simple interest, the same will be used over here. For suppose, what is the difference between that simple interest and the compound interest? First, we will see it and understand it through an example. And first, I will use a word interest. INTEREST, interest. And the formula for this interest, and that is I is equal to PTR upon 100. And the formula for the interest is I is equal to PTR upon 100. Now, this formula can be used both for the simple interest and the compound interest. For understanding the value of the mathematical calculations as a result of using this formula is very interesting and must know by each and every student. What's that? I am writing a question over here and I will solve it using the both simple interest and the compound interest formula. Then you will come to know about it. What is the simple interest and what is the compound interest? Only one example is enough for you to let you understand all important fact about it. So by this example of my own, you will understand a lot of things at once. What is that example? Suppose I am going to write a question over here, and that question is find out. That question is find out CI, compound interest, and simple interest when principal 1000 rupees is taken for 3 years, YEAR, 3 years. When 1000 rupees is taken for 3 years with 10% interest. This is a question. Find out both compound interest and simple interest when 1000 rupees is taken for 3 years with 10% interest. Now I am going to divide this board in two halves, two equal halves, and first, and for the both, first I will take out the simple interest, then compound interest. What will happen for both these questions? Only one formula will be used, and that formula is this: interest is equal to PTR upon 100. For taking out the simple interest and the compound interest, I am going to use this formula. So you can simply understand how much important this formula is over here. But now see the question by yourself. When 1000 rupees is taken, how much rupees? 1000. So the principal P will be 1000 rupees. P will be 1000 rupees. For 3 years means time will be 3 years. And 10% interest means rate is equal to 10%. You know this very well, how we have to use these small forms for the values have been provided in your question. Now, for the simple interest, formula is I is equal to PTR upon 100. I am going to place the values given here. Principal is 1000 rupees. Time is for 3 years directly, and rate of interest is 10 by 100, 100 into 3, that is equal to 300 rupees. This is the interest I have got. The amount will be now principal plus interest. This is a simple formula. Add this interest in the principal you have taken, means 300 rupees will be added to the principal 1000 rupees. So it would be 1300 rupees. Now you have to pay 1300 rupees. If simple interest was applied by on the lent out money by you or anyone else. What happens in the case of compound interest over here? Now you will easily understand are calculated for different type of the loan amounts have been taken by different personalities in different countries, and even though in the different areas. Now in compound interest, again the question is same. When the 1000 rupees is taken for 3 years with the 10% of interest, again the principal is 1000, time is 3 years, rate of interest is 10 years, but it is compound interest. This is not simple interest here. Compound. What is compound? Compound means 1 plus 1 plus 1 compounded together. They all are grouped together or piled together or compounded together. It means when we take different type of the things one by one, then unitely they are known as the compounded. So we will use the same thing over here for the compound interest. It means first you will use this formula. Now where you will use this compound, 3 years means 1 year plus 1 year plus 1 year. Only this much you have to do. Means time will be divided. 3 years will be divided in 3 different parts, 1 year. And the formula will remain same. Means the formula will be interest is equal to PTR upon 100. But you can better say that this formula automatically will convert to a new formula which is not mentioned anywhere on the book. So interest will be PR upon 100. No time will be there. This is the new formula I have derived over here. Because the time is always 1 year, if you will multiply the whole question, whole formula with 1, it will, and when I will put the time 1 year, the P and R will remain the same, and so the PR upon 100 will be the new formula. But you don't use this formula. This is only I am telling you for your knowledge base. Actual the formula is PTR upon 100. You have to mention the time over here because you will get one number for the formula using the PTR upon 100. If you use this formula PR upon 100, the teacher can think that you have forgot the time here, so he may cut one number for you. So this is only for your general knowledge that this can be used when the competition examination, where the time is very less. At that time you have not to put T over there, and so you will be easily save your time, which is precious that time to solve that question within a minute. So interest will be PTR upon 100, but at this time we will solve for 3 different years. In every time we will take the time as 1 year. So the formula for the first year. So as 3 years are here, so for first year, what it would be? It would be interest is equal to PTR upon 100. Principal is 1000. time is 1 year, rate of interest is 10%, 10% upon 100. It means 100 rupees is interest. Now the amount will be principal plus interest, that is 1000 plus 100, that is equal to 1100 rupees in all. This will be 1100 rupees in all. Now, this amount will be the principal for the next year. So, for the second year, if you think that you are a brilliant student and you write the answer always in the right manner, at that time for the second year, you have to mention all the values. What those values you have to mention? Principal is equal to 1100 rupees, rate is equal to 10%, time is equal to 1 year. You have to mention it. And again, you have to mention now interest is equal to PTR upon 100. You have to write using the formula, using the formula, interest is equal to PTR 100. This is equal to now interest is equal to principal is now 1100 rupees. Time is 1 year. Rate is 10 upon 100. Now this is 110 rupees. You have gained for the next year as interest. So now the amount will be principal plus interest, that is equal to 1100 rupees was the principal, interest 110, and now this is converted to 1210 rupees. Now the amount for the second year will become the principal for the third year. Amount for the second year will become the principal for the third year. So for the third year, you will write principal is equal to 1210, rate is equal to 10%, time is equal to 1 year. Using formula, now using formula, what the formula is? Interest is equal to PTR upon 100. It would be now 1210 into rate 10% time 1 year upon 100. 1 is removed. 121 rupees you have gained. Now amount is equal to principal plus interest. So the final amount will be, as on we have taken it only for 3 years, and these 3 years are completed here. So the final amount would be principal was 1210 plus 121, square of 11 is equal to 121, and 111, 213, 123, 1331 rupees. Now the scene is clear. When you was taking the money with the 1000 rupees taken for 3 years at 10% interest, when it was simple interest, you were paying 1300 rupees to that person from where you had taken 1000 rupees as a loan. 1300 rupees you were paying. But when that was compounded annually, or he was using the compound interest, that time you are paying 1331 rupees. It means 1300 minus 1331, it is equal to 31 rupees. You are paying 31 rupees extra. It means whenever any money is lent out as a simple interest or the compound interest, you should have to pay extra money for the compound interest. So whatever loan for the car, for your scooter, for your motorcycle, even you want to buy a train, you want to buy an aeroplane, or you want to buy an island, that time if they are taking the money and which will be considered as the compound interest, you have to pay extra money to them. So this is the difference between the compound interest and simple interest. Simple interest, you have to pay less money, and in the simple interest, whole years have been taken at once, and all the rate of interest have taken once. But in the compound interest, what we will study to this year, there we will take it in pieces, or this one. But as this is a long method, first step, second step, third step, thereafter it is having one formula, and that is called the amount is equal to principal 1 plus rate r upon 100 to the power n means time. N is called as the year. Amount is equal to principal 1 plus rate upon 100 whole in the bracket, not including the principal power n. Now let's check it whether this method or this formula are doing the same work. Let's check amount. What amount we have made finally? 1331 rupees. Now the principal was 1000 rupees. 1 plus rate of interest was 10 upon 100 to the power 3 years. Now this is a short method by using the direct formula. This will be equal to 1 0 has been removed. 10 1 are 10 plus 1 11 by 10. Now this is 11 by 10 multiplied to the power 3. To the power 3 means on the next step 1000 into 11 upon 10 into 11 upon 10 into 11 upon 10. All these three zeros will remove all these three zeros. So now what will happen? 11 into 11, I told you over here, 11, 11, the 121. So I will put here 121 multiplied by 11. Now it is very simple. 121, when you will multiply it by this, what will happen? 121 here, 1, 2, 1 here. It means it will remain, the final digit will remain 1, 1, 2, 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 2, 3, 1 rupees. Means 1331 rupees have been formed. Sometimes the question may be long, so you have this or this. This is why using the formula you have got accurate answer. As you have not, you have used the formula I is equal to PTR upon 100. There you took three different steps. The probability of mistake in this type of the solution is more because you take a longer time. Every time you have to fill this type of the question. You remember one thing: when you will use my technique, and that is it. Every time you have to write the principal, rate, and time. It is always convenient for you that you forget the first step because now the second step is your question. Here, when you will solve it out, now forget the first and the two steps, and this is your principal, this is your rate, this is your time, and this is your formula. You will find it out, and the final answer will be there. So the probability of the mistake when you write PRT for the different part for the different years always reduces by many folds. So either by using this or by using this, you can solve out different type of the compound interest formula questions. Now, students, you would have clearly understood that the simple interest. What is the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest? What is the formula for the simple interest compound interest? They both are same, but in the simple interest, you solve the question at once, means everything you put in this question at that particular instance. But in the compound interest, when you use the same formula, I is equal to PTR upon 100, at that time you divide according to the years have been taken. Means 3 years, means you will divide it into the